world is in a state right now, which we can all see very clearly with our eyes, no matter what is said. Not that the world hasn't been in a state for some time, obviously it has, but when the US is this involved in spreading outwards across the entire globe, things get a little bit dicier, shall we say? And with how terrible and frightening things are, it can be far too easy to think that our creative work, the work we do, doesn't matter. But you could not be more wrong. No, creative work isn't the same as putting your body on the front lines. I understand that, and that is indeed true. But there are so many more types of resistance and activism work that need to be done in addition to that frontline work. It is not one or the other, it is both. And the arts are utterly critical in this fight, truly critical. There are a lot of things to chat about, so let's dive in and do so. First and foremost, I do just want to acknowledge today is indeed the general strike across the United States and hopefully beyond the United States as well. And I am in full support of the general strike. And is this work that I'm doing today? Yeah, I guess so. But no one's paying me for this service here today. So I am participating in all the ways that I am able to, and I hope you do as well. Let's talk about a little bit about where we are, because I think that is very important to consider. First and foremost, the United States is under a type of leadership style that I'm not going to specify for algorithm purposes, but we all know what that is very, very clearly. And like I said before, when the United States is involved with anything ever, it always means that the entire world gets brought into the fray. So I know that this is more of a global issue. It's not so local here to the United States. There's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of anger right now. And there is just this constant overwhelm that's like looming over all of us at all times. That is just part of the equation right now. And all of it is very much warranted. We can see what is occurring. Resistance and activism are here and they are rising. Um, I mean, we can look at what's been happening in Minnesota as far as resistance goes. I mean, hi, hello, it's General Strike Day, so it is here, it is happening, but not all of the fights are on the street. Okay. So, your art, my art, all the art, super freaking important. Let's talk about the importance of story here and why the art is important to the fight, and it is a fight. There are three things that regimes of this variety will immediately do, and they did this. They're still doing it. Number one, flooding the zone for confusion and overwhelm and loudness, right? The constant news cycle and the heightening, the high stakes constant news cycle is not an accident. The fact that they're taking every action they possibly can all at once is not an accident. This is a technique called flood the zone. It is meant to overwhelm our nervous systems and keep the narrative on them and what they are doing to make them feel powerful and look powerful and make us feel like we don't have power. That's number one. Number two, spin. They spin to wild degrees, as we've all seen, the narrative into something that suits them, no matter how far from objective truth it gets. I don't think I need to say more about that, right? That they're really trying to take narrative into their own hand with just falsification. And number three, the third major thing from Manchester, welcome. Thank you for being here. Hopefully, you can give us some perspective from where you are about what you can see going on here and how that's affecting the rest of the world as well. I would love to hear your thoughts. And number three, the third thing that they will do is silence artists and take over artistic institutions. Kennedy Center, anyone? All of the taking over in the shushing is on on it's on purpose for two major reasons. One is in part to prevent other narratives from existing, and the other part of it is, of course, the propaganda piece to insert their narrative instead. So why these three things? Because stories are how humans connect and how humans relate to one another. We know this. We've seen this across time. Stories activate empathy. What's the one thing they don't want us to have? Is empathy for one another. Because then if you are seeing people on screen rising up and doing something and it working, that empathetic response will make you want to do something. Because stories stir emotion and allow people to come together behind a cause. Okay? So, art is evocative by its very nature, and that is what they're so afraid of, and what they want to use and turn against us. Regimes rely on propaganda because it works by feeding the most base natures of people who are living in fear in that self-protection mode, that survival mode. But they also know that stories are the exact way we get out of that state as well. Okay? So, to recap, with the importance of the story piece of this before we move on, the three things they're doing is flooding the zone, spinning the narrative, no matter how ridiculous, and silencing art and artists. Okay? Because they know the power of story. So, if the people with the money and the people who are doing the not good things know the importance of stories, then how could it be that our work as storytellers isn't important? It is the most important. Okay, hard to say the most. Everyone's got a place. Everyone's doing their things in this resistance. But it is extremely, extremely important. It is one of the frontline top tier things. Before we talk about what you can do, I do want to let you know just about a couple of things because I didn't introduce myself. Hi, everybody. I'm Ratty, aka musical theater writer guy, aka your musical theater writing coach. Um, so I've built a community, the Musical Theater Writing Collective, that is a place for people to come together, write their stories, get resources, share with one another, and be in community together because the community is a large part of how art actually improves and then gets out into the world. So let's get your stories up and ready and going. We have free tier membership and then all the way up to a full paid membership, which is all the resources, all the events, all the everything. Um, and that's 47 a month, $47 a month, or $444 for the year. But we do have a free tier if you want to join for free. Link is in the description below. Also, I just want to say I have a free event coming up in a couple of weeks, the Collaboration Bootcamp, because y'all, this is a collaborative art form, which means we need to have people that we are writing with in order to get the stories written and then get them into the world, right? The importance of story hopefully is clear to you after what we just talked about, but now let's get these things done with good quality so they can affect people and get them on their feet. And collaboration is the first part of that. And that's, I mean, the focus of the Collaboration Bootcamp is on the writing collaborators, but we collaborate with other people beyond writers as well. And you need to know how to talk about yourself and talk about your work in a way that entices people to work with you on those pieces. Okay, so 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting the 9th of February, noon Eastern. But there will be replays. Just make sure you sign up for it. That way you will be able to see the replays and be able to do the participatory piece. We're going to go over all of what collaboration is and is not, as well as talk about how we can actually make those connections for our pieces and for ourselves, and then actually put it into practice so you can connect with people along the way. So that is, again, a free event next month. Wow. I say next month, but it's the 30th today, so it's in like 10 days, 11 days, whatever that is. Come, please join us. It's free. I can drop a link in the comments and I'll pin it afterwards here so you have that. Okay, stories are important. What do? We know that when people gather together in a theater, their heartbeats begin to sync up. This has been studied. We know that. Do we think that's an accident? No, very much on purpose. Okay. We also know that collective experiences of stories can ignite passions, move people en masse, and spurn collective action. We're seeing it happen right now, right? We saw it happen over the past several weeks, and today we're doing it collectively, right? Think about any major sporting event for a moment and how fans react in the stadium, right? They lean in with energy that can turn uh, to shouts of elation or into absolute anguish, right? There's something about the collective energy of a group of people behind a cause of some variety that just taps us into an amount of emotional energy that we don't seem to tap into on our own. Let alone think about the kind of havoc that certain places can experience after their team loses or wins. Philadelphia. Or if you've ever been to a speech or a personal development conference, something that is meant to create inspiration, and you can feel that feeling that kind of like washes across the crowd. It's like this weird electricity as everyone gets that inspiration and it builds because energy between people actually multiplies. Or if you found yourself ever singing in a large crowd, whether that's a planned one like a choir or an unplanned one at a bar, an event at a rally, right? Nothing has quite the same power as a group of people together in one space, feeling the same things and getting behind a story, a message, or a cause. Yeah? This is one of the main reasons why people, quote unquote, catch the theater bug. This feeling is utterly magical to experience. Whether you're experiencing it on stage, backstage, off stage, in the audience, it doesn't matter. That feeling is everything, and it's so freaking powerful. Okay? So, what to do? Right. I'm serious. Right. Do things. Gather, gather your info, gather your people, connect, unite groups together. I don't know if that's going to be a theater company for you, a group of friends, collaborators, writing collaborators, other collaborators. But you got to write, you got to make, you got to do things. You got to gather people, connect, and unite. And then we need to produce. And produce, like, yeah, I know. We all want our show set up on Broadway, y'all. I understand that. And also, there's so much more value than just that, right? That is actually a relatively niche audience. Broadway. It's pretty small when you look at it. There's so many more people in this world. Produce your work however you can produce it. That's how we affect change. Grab some people, put it up somewhere locally that's free, outside, inside. Can you use a venue nearby? Can you gather people together into a space? Can you create a space where there isn't one? Found spaces are something that have fallen by the wayside. I don't know why. They're so freaking useful. Create quality work. Because here's the other thing: is in order to move people, your story does have to be good. I want to remind people of that. Your story does have to be good. That's important. I'm not saying that your stories aren't good, but if they are actually doing the work that you set out to do, it's going to be so much more effective to move people and get people to do things and to change hearts, to change minds, to inspire action, right? So create quality work with deep intention and messaging through collaborative action that will lead to a resonant collective experience. I'm going to read that again because that is that's the crux of everything right there. Create quality work with deep intention and messaging through collaborative action that will lead to a resonant collective experience. That's what raises vibrations. That's what creates change within people. That's what spurs people into action. And this is what power fears the most. The realization that their power is a mere fraction of the power that humans can experience, and we experience all the time. This is the stuff. This is what we got to do. Your art is everything. You got to go forth and you got to do it, my friends. Now is the time. There is no other time. There is no waiting on this. You have the power to affect people. Do it now. And it doesn't mean that you can't do other things as well. If you want to be on the front lines, yes, be on the front lines. If you want to attend rallies, yes, attend rallies. If you want to participate in today's general strike, yes, participate in the strike. And also create that art make those stories with good quality collaboratively for that experience, collective experience, and get it out there. That's how we change the narrative. Okay. That was more of a soapbox than I intended it to be. But y'all, I don't know that I can be more passionate about anything than than the resistance and activist part of what is occurring right now. Again, trying not to say all the words that will get this flagged in the algorithm, but y'all know what I mean. This lights me out. This is important. So I don't have a ton more to say about that right now. I hope that this is useful to you. I hope that this inspires you to take some action and go do things and make things and produce things and connect with people. Whether you are doing that where you are, or you come join us in the Musical Theater Writing Collective, or you come to the Collaboration Boot Camp next month, just begin, start, take the action. Okay, you're not going to go from 0 to 100 quickly, which means every little step you take right now is a part of the journey. Uh, Take the small step today. Just start today. Okay. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, whether you were here on the live stream or you're watching the replay. Let me grab the link to the Collaboration Bootcamp and put it in the chat now, and then I'll also toss that into the comment and pin it afterwards. If anyone has questions on anything, please let me know. I'm here. I'm here to help. This is my goal, is to try to help us all to do the things we want to be doing and need to be doing to make the world a better place. That's always been my goal, my mission from the very beginning, and that means we need more people's voices telling stories that make a difference. Okay, we don't need more of the same, we need more of the different. And I want to help out as much as I possibly can. Hampshire, welcome. Thank you for being here. I always do stick around a little bit in case people have questions or thoughts or would like to chat at all, and I'm happy to do so. In case you missed the beginning of the stream, just a reminder that Collaboration Bootcamp starts on February 9th, 9th, 11th, 13th, free, 3 days with replays. You have to sign up because the tech will do the back end thing, and you'll be able to get in the space to have access to everything. It's usual for a show to start at the end and then go back to the start. Uh, it has happened. I wouldn't say it's super unusual. Wouldn't say it's weird. Um, it's a pretty common storytelling trope at this point. So, nah, I say go for it. Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat. I'll stick around for a little bit here. And then I'm gonna get back to my writing because I want to get my stuff out in the world. Affect some people for the better, right? We all have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. Yeah. It's also like the weird cognitive dissonance that it's the beautiful sunshiny day, how quiet it is, the light reflecting off the snow, gorgeous day, and knowing everything that's happening right now. That dissonance, oof, oof, it's weird, y'all. What's the age range for actors? Whatever you want the age range to be. Um, Actors come in all ages, all shapes and sizes. So, go for it. That depends on the individual actor. Um, some actors can play roles across a 10 to 15 year span. Other people are pretty specifically like, oh no, you look like 45. So, 2 days behind this week. Okay. I've been there. I'm there too. My song for this week is going to be late. That's okay. It's okay to be a little bit late. There's a lot happening in the world right now. I think we can all give ourselves some grace, especially on things like deadlines. Deadlines, especially, are the ones that are imposed by other people. We get, life keeps going, friends. Yeah, come on, North Star stuff. We love it. I love to see that. Congratulations. I'm glad you're finally figuring out what works for you. Greetings from Minnesota. Thank you for being here from Minnesota. What's an important lesson you've learned from your writing and theater career that you still think about and use? Oh my God, everything. Everything, all the time. Oh, so many lessons. It also depends, like, what part of the writing journey. Um, I would say one of the most important things I've ever learned is, which I mean hits on one of the things I was talking about today, is that writing together with people, whether it's actual writing collaborators or you're writing but you are working with a dramaturg or a director or a group of people who you know like and trust for feedback, that changed everything for me in my writing. I suddenly went from feeling like everything was a slog and hard and slow to like, oh, there's magic here. Other people are uplifting me and my thoughts, and then they're adding their own thoughts, and I'm uplifting their thoughts. And suddenly there's magic in the writing, and the writing is happening faster and it's better. Probably the biggest lesson I learned and continue to learn over and over and over and over again. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of lessons I've learned as well. Videos and musical usual. So instead of painted, a video screen. I mean that's definitely becoming more and more common as these high definition screens or LEDs or whatever it is being utilized professionally. Certainly, Broadway has started to use them more. I mean, I think it's a great tool to utilize when it's called for. And if it's not called for, it's just cutting jobs. But when it's called for, yeah, I think it's great. Nothing wrong with some use of video, especially if you only have so much budgetarily and you're trying to work with a small budget. However, if you're trying to cut your budget down and therefore cutting jobs by using video, that's where it's like, just have a set. You know? Good questions. Good questions. Anything else from anyone? I'll stick around for a little bit. Love how we've had people from Manchester, Hampshire, and Minnesota on today. I'm in New York. The fun global community aspect always delights me. Hmm. Oh, all right. Doesn't look like there's much else in terms of questions today, which is totally cool. I'm feeling a lot of feelings, and I'm gonna go do some work and make things happen, because that's the whole point of today, is to make things happen. If you are participating in the general strike, thank you for doing so. If you are not, because you can't, I hope that you contribute in other ways. And thank you all again for being here, for writing your stories and getting them out into the world. If I can help in any way, let me know. Come to Collaboration Bootcamp, and I will see you all very, very soon. Schedule, just a quick schedule thing. There will be a video next week, and then we'll be back into live stream stuff after Collaboration Bootcamp. Video next week, Bootcamp the following week, back into a Write With Me live stream on the 20th of February. So I will see you live at Bootcamp. And thank you for being here, friends.